Starting this broadcast, latest coming in, Donald Trump has announced that he will meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Friday in New York, just a day after slamming him for refusing to strike a deal with Russia. The Republican hopeful has now said that he looks forward to seeing him.
You know, President Zelensky has asked to meet with me, and I will be meeting with him tomorrow morning at around 9:45 in Trump Tower.
Trump also took to Truth Social to reveal what he claimed is a plea that Zelensky sent him asking for a meeting. In the post, Zelensky referred to a quote-unquote really good recent phone call with Trump and asked Trump to meet him in New York on Friday for a meeting. The message was allegedly sent to Trump by the Deputy Ambassador of Ukraine on Zelensky's behalf. The authenticity of the message has not been confirmed yet. Trump shared the post days after Zelensky criticized him in a recent interview, saying that the former president doesn't really know how to stop the war. Trump has also responded to Zelensky's comment, reiterating his long-standing claim that he will be able to make a deal to end the war. Zelensky met with his U.S. counterpart Joe Biden and also Vice President Kamala Harris at the White House, reassuring that her support for Ukraine is unwavering. Harris took a dig at her election rival, saying that his proposals are the same of those of the Russian president.
There are some in my country who would instead force Ukraine to give up large parts of its sovereign territory, who would demand that Ukraine accept neutrality and would require Ukraine to forego security relationships with other nations. These proposals are the same of those of Putin.
Zelensky was hosted by Biden at the White House for talks on Kiev's quote-unquote victory plan against Moscow. In a meeting at the Oval Office, Biden said Russia will not prevail in the war and that Washington will stand by Kiev every step of the way. Ahead of the meeting, the American president also announced a surge in assistance to Ukraine, including nearly $8 billion in military aid. The new aid package includes a precision-guided glide bomb called the Joint Standoff Weapon, or also, the missiles have a range of about 70 miles and will make it easier for Ukraine to hit Russian forces at a distance. While the missiles will bolster Ukraine's strike capabilities, they will not allow it to destroy Russian military bases far from the border. And Zelensky has failed to secure permission to use long-range Western missiles to strike deep into Russia, even though he pled for the lifting of restrictions on British-supplied Storm Shadow missiles or US-made ATACMS. No shift in Washington's stance on the use of the long-range missiles has been announced. Nonetheless, with fresh and new long-range munitions, the Democrats have continued their show of support. However, Zelensky's meeting with Trump is set to culminate a row with the Republican Party. The Red Camp appears miffed by Zelensky's visit to an arms factory with top Democrats. His visit to the ammunition factory in Pennsylvania has been labeled by leading Republicans as a partisan campaign event. In a public letter, House Speaker Mike Johnson has said that the visit was designed to help Democrats, claiming that it amounts to election interference. He has also demanded that Ukraine fire its ambassador to Washington, who helped arrange the visit. The Republican-led House Oversight Committee has also announced an investigation into whether Zelensky's trip was an attempt to benefit Harris's campaign. And to take this conversation further, we are being joined by Volodymyr Zelensky from Kiev. He's a former Minister of Infrastructure of Ukraine and has served as a soldier of 206th Battalion, Armed Forces of Ukraine. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me. It's a great honor to be with your TV today.
Absolutely. The pleasure is same. Now, it was just yesterday that Donald Trump said that Ukraine is quote-unquote demolished and its people are quote-unquote dead. Why do you think the Ukrainian president is meeting him?
I think it's a great story for us to be in this very important moment in the United States while elections are ongoing and both candidates are meeting Ukrainian president, paying special attention and importance to Ukraine. I'm very happy that all emotions are down now and we are focused on priorities of all our countries and civilized world. Priority is the only one, actually, that in modern society, in modern world, you cannot change borders of any nation by force. Only diplomacy and negotiations should apply. So I'm very happy to hear yesterday that Mr. Trump is going to meet my president. And I know that there were two great meetings between Mr. Zelensky and Mr. Biden and Ms. Kamala Harris.
Right. Mr. Volodymyr, that prompts me to ask you, is it true that Kiev is dreading a second Trump presidency?
Pardon me? Can
Yeah, sure.
you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, I was asking you if it's true. We're hearing that Kiev is dreading or scared of a second Trump presidency because of the comments that the former US president has made in the past few weeks.
Actually, talks between our president and Mr. Trump are focused on having clear picture what is behind the Trump strategy towards Ukraine. And we do understand that it's a crucial importance for Ukraine to have bipartisan support of Republicans and Democrats concerning Ukrainian case. So I hope there is no, we are not afraid, or there is no kind of misunderstanding between Ukraine and Republican Party. And we do believe that all issues which were raised in the past will be resolved in very good manner for both sides.
All right, optimism is good. Could you tell us anything about the victory plan?
It's still not announced by President, so I cannot comment about that. But definitely the only issue that Russia will take for negotiations, it's destroyed Red Army of Russia. We see that still Putin pays every cent of his budget to send troops to Ukraine to occupy Ukrainian territory. So as far as we see the battlefield right now, only when Russian army is collapsed, stopped, and taken away, negotiation will start. We are ready to talk about peace, but if opposite side is not ready, it cannot be one-way talk. We hope that together with India, together with the United States, all other our allies, maybe even China will join us, we will be able to make Russia withdraw, to pay compensation, and to send Putin to jail.
All right, the president was on a mission to get approval for long-range missiles. We know that's not happening as of yet, at least. You have worked with the armed forces of Ukraine yourself. How crucial are these missiles, especially the current situation on the ground?
Definitely they are crucial, but it's not the wonder weapon, or it's not a miracle to resolve the situation in the battlefield. Russia sent more than 10,000 missiles to strike Ukraine, and we are still fighting.
Right.
I would say that it's much better for the West to provide us with their missiles, limited quantity, to destroy Russian logistics or manufacturing sites. Because if they do not do that, Ukraine will develop its own missile program, and we will never ask permission after.
All right, strong statement there. Thank you so much, Mr. Volodymyr, for joining us here
Thank you for inviting
and
me.
getting us your insights.
Thank you. All the best. Bye.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.